This was a moment when the Prophet ﷺ was about 35 years old. And the Kaaba had been shaken up by a flood that had come to Mecca. And as a result of that, the foundations and the structure was growing weak, and they feared that the Kaaba would fall apart. So now the Quraysh, they have a tough situation. They have to tear down the Kaaba to build it back up. And here we have our first lesson. Sometimes in life, you got to take a few steps back before you could go forward. When you shoot an arrow, you pull it back first and then you let it go. Sometimes in life Allah will break us down before He lifts us up to our highest moments. So now they have an issue. How are we going to tear down the Kaaba? How dare we do such an egregious act? All of them are scared. We don't know what to do. Until Walid bin Mughira, he says, you know what? Somebody's got to do it. And he comes and he takes his axe and he begins to hit at the Kaaba. And everyone, they say, you know what? Let's see. Let the night pass and see if he wakes up tomorrow morning. The next day came and Walid bin Mughira was fine. So all of the people of Mecca, the notables, they all join in with the tearing down of the Kaaba. They work, and everyone is chipping in. And this is where we see our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a man from amongst the men of Quraysh. He's working by them side by side. They get closer and closer towards the completion of the Kaaba. And as they approach the most auspicious and special aspect of the Kaaba, the black stone, differences begin to arise amongst them. Who shall have the honor of placing this black stone in its position? Who will be able to say to the end of time that it is our people that were able to do that? They're all arguing, no, it should be us. No, it should be us. Don't you know who we are? Don't you know who our forefathers are? And nobody was giving in. Things got serious. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. 5 days pass, and it's a stalemate. No one knows what to do. The narrations say that they reached a point where they had brought a bowl of blood and began to put their fingers into the blood. And this was a sign that this matter won't be settled until blood is shed. At that point, one of the nobles, one of the leaders of Quraysh from Bani Makhzum, he says, guys, I have a better solution. Let's do something totally random where no one can say that they had a say in it. The next person to walk into the haram, the next person to walk into the masjid, that person will decide. Everyone says, you know what? Looks like this is a good idea. Let's do it. They all say, we're fine, let's do it. That's what we're going to do. The next person to walk in the masjid will be the one to decide. And there they are waiting. Who will be the next one to walk in? And by the permission of Allah, a moment happens where the truthfulness and uprightness of our Prophet is admitted on the tongues of everyone around him. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ walks into the masjid. This is 5 years before the commencement of revelation. He walks into the masjid, and the first thing that everyone says is Al-Amin, the trustworthy one. Brothers and sisters, the entire foundation of our deen depends on the fact that prophets of God are trustworthy. But when he brings this message that shakes them up, of course, everyone is going to shift their stance and change what they say about him. But here we have written down and preserved in the annals of Arab history that in this moment, 5 years before revelation began, everyone said one statement, Al-Amin, the trustworthy one, has walked in the masjid. Radina, we're happy. The Prophet walks in, hey, what's going on here? Hey, we need you to decide this matter. And as we all know, the Prophet ﷺ, he then says, here's what we'll do. We'll take a cloth, places the black stone in the middle of the cloth, and he tells each of the tribes to grab a corner, and they carry it over towards the Kaaba. And the Prophet ﷺ then, once we get close, takes it with his own blessed hand and places it there. This was the moment that our Prophet ﷺ's uprightness and trustworthiness was affirmed in front of all the people of Mecca. They couldn't say later that this man was a liar. They couldn't say later that we could never trust him. In front of everyone, it had been proven who he was. This was our beloved Prophet ﷺ, who helped in the building of the Kaaba, who helped in the tearing down and building back up of the Kaaba, but more importantly, whose trustworthiness, al-Amin fil ard, was established before the beginning of revelation.
Our goal and objective here at Qalam is to make the knowledge and the understanding of Islam as accessible as possible to as many people as we can. Alhamdulillah, we hope and pray that this video was of benefit to you and that you benefited from the knowledge and the understanding shared here. Continue to help us reach as many people as possible and share the knowledge of our beautiful religion worldwide by going to supportqalam.com and becoming our partner in these efforts.